Going on. Just want to say that it's very obvious right now that we live in we're going through a judgment, like straight up out the Bible, like when it says these people were judged, bad stuff started happening to them, like when they stole the Ark of the Covenant and took it to the Philistines' capital where Dagon was at, and then all of a sudden everybody started breaking out in strange plagues. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, there's also political issues as well. Like it says, when strangers come and devour your stuff right in front of you and there's just nothing you can do about it. We see right now that they got wealth redistribution, gentrification, urban redevelopment. That's why you see these abandoned houses everywhere. It even says in Isaiah that one day there'll be many great estates left empty, and the satyrs and the owls will dance there. Which it's real easy to remember that scripture because that's got such a strange connotation to it. It says your enemies will be that of your own household. It says that women and children will be your oppressors, dude. And you got freaking the whole setup with the court systems, dude. Divorce court, and how, like in this state, they favor the women right away, even if she's a crackhead, master manipulator, a straight con man who just is taking you to the cleaners. The courts don't care. They're complacent in it. And you know what I'm saying? And then they get to, in a way, Big Brother gets to triangulate with you in your relationship your whole fucking life, man, and with your children as well, dude. These are times we live in, and it says strangers will devour you, dude, and being in captivity. Where am I? And that sounded like there was a phone around here ringing. It was weird. My bird friends. I mean, it says, okay, like, other, like, types of signs, man. Like people will have, strange, diverse lusts, man, and stuff, and we see this going on. To have to even pay for your own utilities, man. To stand in a freaking bread line or to receive food stamps is totally anti-biblical, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, even if you gotta fetch your own water, if you have to pay for your wood, I mean, so basically, utilities also, man, is anti-biblical, man. This is all a construct to keep us slaves, man. And basically, that's it. It says when a boy is sold for wine and a girl for shoes, or a little boy for shoes and a girl for wine, man. Like, look, when life gets that cheap, when we start. Look, the Bible is anti-freaking slavery. Literally, the 12 sons of Jacob, they sold their own brother Joseph into slavery, and he ended up saving them later down the road because he ended up becoming the second command of that country, just like Daniel. Here's a great example. In Daniel, he says he has a dream about, or this one guy has this experience where a strange ghost hand writes on the wall, and it basically says you're judged because God analyzed you, and you've been found wanting in the case where you have everything, buddy. So it's like your days are numbered, basically, and you know, I mean, so, but it's not. I ain't gonna just say, oh, it's us Americans. No, this is global, dude. This is everybody. We're all judged, man. All of us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm living in a small scale of it, where I'm living, like, to be in captivity. You know, we were born in judgment, man. Born slavery, not even knowing it. I mean, look, just like in Exodus, they were trying to kill all the males. like these freaking Planned Parenthood and abortion clinics and all this eugenics where they're trying to exterminate the minorities. They were like, oh, if we don't exterminate these guys, they might take over the kingdom. See, look, in a way, that's a man who's guilty, knows their judgment's coming, so they're actively resisting that stuff through policies, man. I mean, it's interesting. Just like Joseph, freaking, he ended up interpreting this dude, the Pharaoh's dream, that there was going to be 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and later on, in Exodus time, after that, because they lived there for a while, at Exodus time, they were fucking trying to assassinate these guys because the new Pharaoh wasn't affiliated with Joseph, and he didn't really have no love for these guys. And see that this foreigner guy saved the whole freaking kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey. So, in a way, you kind of earn the right to occupy that area when you do something like that, when you go all in. Anyway. But later, you know, they tried to assassinate these same guys. And freaking, they got judged for it, where basically, after all this craziness, where they're forcing people to work harder, God actually comes back and starts to deliver his people from this total, like, dude, look, a lot of these people had no idea, like, their roots anymore. They were just detached from it. They became acclimated, melting pot. Just didn't give a F. They were so, look, it was so convenient for them to survive through the slavery. They were willing to take the slavery. I mean, they were that institutionalized, that hopelessly dependent on their frickin' matrix, their frickin' society, Satan's frickin' divided kingdom that they use, the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution, left versus the right paradigm, keep people fighting against themselves, Willie Lynch, self-hate, you know what I'm saying, pressure from above, below. I mean, look, and then, I mean, there's a part in the Bible where he's like, there's this guy, it says, you have ran greedily after the ways of Balaam. This guy Balaam gave these foreigners the advice of how to overcome the Israelites of that time in that area. And he was like, well, look, dude, you can't curse these people. Anyone who curses them, they just become more blessed. But what you need to do is you just need to throw all these temptations at them. And once they start falling to these temptations, frickin', they'll bring the curses on themselves. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? It worked frickin' beautifully. I mean, unfortunately, it works great. But that's the world. We're born into this world of sin, dude. Born into sin, where everything's a trap and a setup to get you off the path. And then look, keep you captivated up in here, keep you indoctrinated up in here, keeping you stuck in false beliefs. In the Bible, it says you got to break the strongholds. These strongholds are your political views, man, your scientific belief system, your indoctrination from. We were all given a program. Everybody who was taught in my age. What is that? A freaking. Look, it's a woodpecker, dude. He's over here freaking knocking on my, Sorry, I'm not looking all backwards like I'm autistic or something. It's just keep hearing something moving around back there. Anyway, man. Wow, man. He's really a knocking. Whoa. Anyway, man. I'll just have to regroup here. Oh yeah, the Balaam, frickin', that's the world we live in, frickin', it's pick your poison. It even says God will, look, because we believe in unrighteousness, and like pleasure in unrighteousness. At some point, God gives us over to our just own devices, and like literally, they couldn't have done better with these frickin' smartphones, because it's look, pick any flavor of narcissism and vanity and evil you can do with this thing. I mean, you can use it for good as well, dude, but it's really easy to idolize this thing, dude, and then that gets you feeling bigger than your britches, and then look, You're just giving over your own devices because you have pleasure in unrighteousness and you prefer lies to the truth. You know what I'm saying? We won't have no excuse on Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? We still got to live through this judgment. But look, you got to understand there are so many people just way out all over the line doing evil. There are evil powers that run our system, our life. This is who God's at really truly after. But we can get caught up too because the judgment's just out there. It's just floating around. So that's why you got to do your best not to be right, but be righteous. And that doesn't mean perfect. That just means, look, you're conducting yourself as you should. You're doing unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And look, and you be angry and you're not sinning because of it. So you're not doing nothing stupid and making us all look bad. You're not the only one that's going through it. Sometimes it can get so, look at this guy behind me. It can get so freaking intense. You lose sight of that. You're not the only one. There's a lot of people going through this. We need to set good examples for one another. We need to help each other and shingle one another, intercede for one another, even in the midst of all this crazy. But there's some people that you don't want to, look, you be like, look, you're putting out the spiritual green light on them, dude. Like, look, on certain things, that doesn't hurt neither. Like, if you know something that's causing harm, doing wrong, I mean, why not? Send some energetic devices off in there, like spiritual devices. And, it's like catch the most flack going over the target. And the target's going to catch the most flack, you know what I'm saying? But, because sometimes that's your blast and it's cover fire for your other brethren over here who are deep in the judgment too, dude. Like, look. And it's like, we don't want to be under the rubble when this, when the temple, is rent. You know what I'm saying? And one stone will not be left upon the other. When they're saying, whoa, Babylon has fallen. Babylon has fallen. And the merchants stand afar off, weeping, for they'll never receive of her riches anymore. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah to that. Because I'm sick of this whole earth is just a extortion racket, dude. It's just a racket, dude. It's just a con. It's the mob. It's mob rule, dude. And it's evil and they're satanic, dude. And it's not at all biblical. And it says in the Bible, it's against all this usurpery, using usury. Usury, that's where you be loaning the dude $5 but demanding back $50. And since he can't pay the $50, you can take his daughter and sell her to the brothels, dude. You know what I'm saying? Here's a penny. Now you owe me $1. Here's a dime. Now you owe me $20. I'll take your son and send him to the mines to be a laborer. To go send him to the labor camp. I mean, look. A debtor's prison, dude. It's just, that's what this world is, and it's all off fiat. But it's like when you're in judgment and you're judged, you don't even know it. You can't even discern that you're in captivity. And it's just you're totally cluster effed and mind effed. It's going to take literally a biblical, an act of biblical proportion to snap some people out of this strong delusion, dude, out of this matrix. So not just the matrix, dude, but also all these lies, man. For surely our fathers have inherited lies, and they have made lies their refuge, and they have made an agreement with hell and death. But God says it's not going to stand, and your lies will not be your refuge no more. And it's all coming out, and that's another kind of judgment that's good. These people have been pimping me and you. And judgment is the Lord's. All we got to do is just keep, speaking the truth, following the truth yourself. And then look, these practitioners of unrighteousness, one day they're going to fall hard. And it's God setting it up for this all to happen. And we're living in that time, even though in the midst of all this bad, in the end, it'll have a cleaning effect, therapeutic effect.